Yeah, it's clobbering time.
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes Podcast.
Hey yo, from the halls of justice to the temple of doom, the space wizards return and earn a sonic the boom, pulling swords from stones, throwing rings into volcanoes, water full of witches, I'm inevitably Thanos. Voltron made a lions, Wakanda with a panther, Walker Mars, Darker Manhattan, Spocking for an answer. Live long and prosper, the force will be with you always. No work in all plays, shining like blood-filled hallways. Come and play with us, we all float down here. Say your name 3 times and we hopefully appear. Team full of psychics, super soldiers and weirdos. Some people call us sidekicks because we hardly heroes.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV, and everything geek-related. Mad King is still your ruler. However, I am your host tonight, Kitana, for the Kitana Takeover.
Right on, Kitana. This is Don Dilly checking in at second mic, a.k.a. Daniel Scalardo, a.k.a. LaDonathan Jenkins, a.k.a. L. Don Hubbard, a.k.a. Little Half Dill.
And this is Cheese White Whiz all the way down at fifth mic, checking in. Tater Tot TT, what's up?
What's up? You came up a couple mics from last time. I think you were like 7 or 8 last time.
Yeah,
so
I did come up. I
it's
promoted
nice to see you.
I promoted
up in the
myself.
rankings.
Thank you.
Nice.
So are we all on the same page that I'm number 1 mic right now? Just for the record.
Just for
I
the
mean,
night.
you are,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
fine.
you are number 1 mic right now.
Yes.
I think we're in agreement on that. Welcome to the show, Kitana. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Episode
It's nice to have
243. Here we
Yeah.
are. Last episode of 2020.
Right? It's time to put 2020 behind us.
Seriously. And if you guys are new to the show, you can go to our website, hardlyheroes.com, and you can find out all about us. You can find our bios. You can find about some of the people we talk about, some of our sidekicks. You can find out, I think, who Kitana is.
Hashtag Kitana Gate.
Exactly. And yeah. So welcome to the show. So let's see what we got on the docket today, you guys. Okay, so this is our last episode of 2020, which is kind of crazy that this world or this year is going to be put to rest. I keep thinking like I'm just going to wake up on January 1st and just be like, the
Like
world-
everything's gonna be back to normal.
yeah,
all of a
which is
sudden.
not. Because I just keep thinking like, oh, this year needs to be over. This year needs to be over. But it's like, okay, well, what's going to change?
Yeah.
Slowly open your eyes the next
Right.
day. Like,
Oh,
did we make
seriously?
it?
Is it over?
Was it real?
So on the docket today, we got all streamed up. We're going to be talking about Wonder Woman, of course, which is probably the biggest thing streaming right now.
Mhm.
We're also going to be doing kind of like a 2020 retrospective and a 2021 resolution type thing. We're just going to talk about the year that we've had and the year that we are hoping to have come Friday. And then we also have a Make It Better segment. And we have Dilly's Gaming Corner, of course. And we got some sidekick mayo.
Mayo. Yes, we do.
And of course, we always have a word from our sponsors, Sector 7 Salon.
Yeah.
So, just so you guys know, we are still open. Our retail shop is still open. We're still looking for stylists, although we are starting to fill up. So if you or anyone you love needs or wants to work at a geeky salon, I'm telling you, you better get in before we get full because this place is about to be popping.
For sure.
So if you do need a tour of the salon or you need any nerdy paraphernalia, we also just got in Sector 7 branded pint glasses, wine glasses, and some dope ass mugs. So hit us up on
Nice.
all of our socials, Sector 7 Salon on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So you can see some of my dancing videos on there if
Those
you
are the
need that
best.
in your life.
Maybe you can post some pictures of those new pint glasses. I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah, you know what? I will do that, Dilly. And with some
Okay.
pricing and stuff, we've they're really cool. They've got the kind of the Albatross, which is our ship, and the S7. It looks dope. Looks dope. All right, well, let's get into our first segment. Okay, I'm so glad we have Kitana here, and I'm so glad we have another woman in the room because I'm so sick of being surrounded by all these boys when I'm trying to talk about some woman issues.
Yeah.
You know?
It's way overdue.
Right. So this is super amazing. I'm so glad that we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman, and Dilly is
I'm just a lone male, you know, in a room with a bunch of women. You know what I
Well,
You should be so happy. 2 beautiful women.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's great. It's great.
And Dilly, that's how I'm always am. I'm always the lone woman with the two of you jackaloons.
I was telling you too that I chased my beer that I'm drinking right now with like 5 or 6 estrogen pills. So in about 15 minutes, I should be full on weeping and crying
on our
by that
wavelength.
point. Yeah.
Actually, anyway, never mind. So let's get into it. Wonder
All right.
Woman.
Okay, yeah, let's get in.
So it's streaming on HBO Max, which is pretty crazy. I just do have a few like kind of facts or like numbers on it. So, and I don't know if this might be like a few days old or whatever, but it looks like it hit 16.7 million in the domestic box office.
Okay.
And which is a record for the pandemic, but it's 84% lower than the first Wonder Woman's opening, which is probably not very surprising because there's a pandemic.
Right.
So also this I found interesting, the Rotten Tomatoes, the Wonder Woman has 61% with the critics.
I feel like that's high.
And 73% with the audience.
What? That's even higher.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. You
Do
know?
you feel like that's about spot on?
It's pretty close. I mean, I didn't expect to see high ratings on it. I did. I mean, I don't know if we're jumping right in, but I enjoyed it. I kind of put it like a step above Captain Marvel. You know what I mean?
Okay,
it
so
wasn't
not
that great for me. But it was something to watch nonetheless.
Right.
I mean, in a time where we don't have anything, we can't go to the movies. So it was nice to kind of have a little something to kind of watch and feel like, you know, I'm watching a movie again. I did like that. But where's all the 1984? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
This is called Wonder Woman 1984. I expected there's going to be a ton of like throwback, like 80s stuff in there, like Stranger Things or something. And all we got was like, you know, Steve trying on a couple outfits. You know, and we got a scene in the mall. Like, that's it. That's all the 84 that we're going to get.
I think definitely calling it 1984, right? You expect certain stuff, but sometimes I feel like when they make 80s movies, they sometimes do it so wrong where they try to like overload it, where they're like, this is the 80s, you know, with like too much. Like even though I love Stranger Things, obviously, and I think the feel of it and the way they were like film it or something makes it really feel like it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel, like when they make like movies now and they're trying to say that it's in a different decade, for some reason the 80s, it's like they oversaturate it sometimes, and it's like too like blatant, and I feel like I appreciate when it's not like that. But the problem I have with this is it doesn't feel like I'm saying, like with Stranger Things, it feels like it's in the 80s just by the way it's like filmed or something, and this movie doesn't give you that feeling. But
not at all. And you're calling it Wonder Woman 1984. I expected there to be a little bit more nostalgia in there. So that disappointed me a little bit.
So do you think, because overall, did you like it or did you not like it?
I liked it. I thought it was decent, I would say. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I didn't hate it. Kind of what Dilly's saying too. It was like something to watch, something to stream. But when I saw the first Wonder Woman, I was like, loved it. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And I just definitely didn't have that feeling with this.
So I didn't really care for it. And partially, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why in the movie I didn't care for it. But at the same time, I'm not sure if it's because it was hyped up for so long and it kept getting pushed out and pushed out. So I think like you kind of had these expectations. It's going to be as good as the first one. And it was not.
Yeah, kind of a letdown.
I was really confused. Not confused, like it was hard to understand. But when Steve came back, I'm like, okay, so what happens with the guy's body that he's in? Like, where's he at? You know, like I just, if it was a magic, rock or whatever, I just don't know why he couldn't come back as himself. Like, why did he have to be reincarnated in someone else's body? Like, that kind of threw me off a little.
Now, that's one part that I didn't really like. How did he get there? Did she wish him back? Because I must have missed
she didn't
that
even
part.
say it. It was like a silent,
like he just appears in a different
implied
body, and you're like, oh, he's back. Like, how? Like,
Because
What is
she's
going
like,
on
I
here?"
know what I would wish for. It's like, okay,
Okay.
it's implied, and then
Right.
his
Okay,
watch
so-
I think starts ticking, so it kind of leads
Mhm.
into it. But
Yeah, that whole part with Steve was just a little unexplained to me. They and then he just disappears in the end. He's just gone.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. It's like,
okay,
okay.
all right. And then I don't know.
I kind of felt like the whole wishing stone thing was just
Mhm.
lame in general. That whole thing, didn't like the whole premise of that.
Yeah, of the wish, and he gets powerful. You make the wish, and then he takes what he wants from you, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that's kind of what I got from
Right.
it.
Okay,
I did
yeah.
like Kristen Wiig in
Oh,
this. I think
I
that she
love-
might have been her and Pedro. Pedro was great. Like, I loved the way he played like this sort of like sleazy, like I don't want to say con artist guy, but in a way, but he really played the part well. He's such a great actor. I really liked him. I liked Kristen Wiig. Gal Gadot, she could not act. I'm sorry, Sterling. She is terrible, dude. She had a couple good scenes, but like when she goes into the crying scene, it was like
Yeah.
you really saw the acting chops or
Right.
the lack thereof.
I think that's super funny you say that because I didn't feel that way in the first one. Like I felt like
Yeah.
she was really genuine in the first one.
Mhm.
And this one I definitely felt that too. Because she's obviously not a bad actor when she acted fine in the first one. It could be the script or it could just be a lot of different reasons, but I was really feeling that too, where it's just like it felt really forced.
Mhm.
It wasn't very consistent. She had good. The first half of the movie, it was good. Like her acting chops were good, and then I felt like it kind of dropped off in certain spots, and the bad acting kind of reared its ugly head in a way. When you're amongst other great actors like Pedro, it just didn't really work for me.
Well, I think Kristen Wiig was dope.
Mhm.
You see her in such a pigeonholed into certain things.
Right.
And when when it was just first announced that she was going to be like the bad person, I was just like, what? Like, it just didn't feel right. It was kind of, sometimes Buddy will, like when he's recast a movie and he's put some weird actors together and you're like, that's never going to work. That's how I felt about Kristen Wiig.
Okay.
And, but I was like so surprised super pleasantly. And I thought she was super dope. I thought she was like my favorite part of the movie. Like, I think more than anything, and sometimes maybe this is why I was getting like the whole movie was kind of just like off for me, is I was so focused on just watching her act and be something so different that I was kind of like not even caring about the rest of the movie. I just wanted to see her, become this like villain and just all that stuff. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, like the whole transformation of Barb, right? Like she started off as she did have her 80s like feathered hair. She was looking the part, but she was kind of nerdy. Like she didn't have any, like male interest. And then all of a sudden she makes her wish. And then guys are starting to like fall for her. She gets her power. She's kicking she's kicking ass on the streets, getting revenge on like the guy that attacked the homeless guy that attacked her or whatever. And she just becoming like, and then finally she evolves into Cheetah, which was kind of cool at the end. We get the big fight scene. I mean, there could have been more action too. I'm not gonna lie. There was only really like 3 like main parts of action. The beginning, right, and then you had that the vehicle chase,
right,
and then you have basically the ending sequence, and the sequence in the White House was decent too. But I felt like there could have been a little bit more action. It was slow at times.
Right.
Yeah. I like the beginning where it shows her little and like competing with the adults. I thought that was pretty cool. And I kind of wanted more from the cheetah. I don't like how it ended and she was just, she went back to her natural form and that's it. Like everyone revokes their wish and then it's the end of the movie. I'm like, that's it? You're just going to leave her off like on a rock?
Because damn well not everybody in the world revoked their wish. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I'm holding on to my wish. I don't care what everybody else does.
Yeah.
What would your guys' wish of what would your wish have been if you could have made a wish?
I don't know. I just kind of for Wonder Woman, like so she was with Steve for, in all reality, how long?
Right.
In the first one. And it's been how many years later? I kind of felt like for a moment, like she's sitting at the table by herself eating dinner. It's like I feel like they kind of portrayed her as being like bitter, kind of like a bitter, lonely, like, you know, my true love is gone. It's like, okay, listen, you guys were together for a very short period of time, and it's 1984, and your wish is to like bring him back, and then they brought him back all weird. Like, it just didn't capture me.
And isn't she like, doesn't she kind of have like the aging of like Superman? Like, doesn't she stay alive for a really long time?
Yeah, because like the first Wonder Woman's like 1918 or something like that.
So it's like out of all her life, all of the life that she's lived, like this one guy that's what I'm saying.
I don't buy it. Like, I can't help but think that.
She could have been getting so much more D, you know what I mean? From like,
I mean, I really hope she was.
Well, even when she showed up in that like beautiful white dress, okay, granted, you look amazing when you're walking through, but it's like she doesn't give anyone the time of day. I'm like, come on. It just seems like very like kind of like a bitter type of characteristic.
Like character, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
So, Dilly, what would your wish be if you like? What are the parameters of the wish again?
I would have been like this. I wish I knew what to wish for. And then that would have been my wish. And then I would have known what to wish for. But then I already had my wish granted. So really, I didn't, you know, it's like no harm, no foul. Nothing happens. Like, I know what to wish for, but now it's too late because that was my wish.
Right. And then maybe if you knew what to wish for, then you could figure that out and then just make it happen on your own.
Yeah, I'd need a second wish at that point.
So wait, but what are the parameters? You can wish for anything, like anything. Like anything. A dead person could come back.
Yeah, anything you want.
I don't know. I would wish for just a lot of money, I think.
Somebody did wish for $1 million, right?
Just $1 million? Oh, I guess it was.
I know. Like, why one? Like,
I mean, like, bro,
I want all the money in the world.
Yeah, it'd be like $1 billion.
So in the movie, when they make a wish, they're also like losing something, right?
Yeah.
Did I understand that right? What about the guy who got a cup of coffee? Because that's very small. So like, I would hate to like lose something over a cup of coffee.
So what is the? I kind of was like so confused on the parameters of the wishing. Is it just it doesn't matter?
The way I understood it, and I don't know if they set this up more, but basically, you know, you are granted whatever you want, but then, you know, the wish or the crystal, whatever the hell that guy became, he can then take what he wants, basically from you.
Whatever he wants. So it could just be like he could take like Maggie or like one of my cats.
Like, you know, anything he wants. Yeah, like when he went to the president's office.
I don't think I would. I think I would wish for $1 billion still. And if he did take like one of my family members, I'd be like, "That's okay." I mean, it's $1 billion, you know?
Right. You could buy another family.
Yeah, I could get another brother, you know, and just train him to be like Buddy.
Oh, why would you do that?
Buddy 2.0.
I could get a brand new one and he could be totally different.
One that doesn't interrupt you.
That's true. You know, Kitana, they always tell me I'm the one who's interrupting them.
I don't think so.
I know.
I've listened for a while now.
So, you know, my problem with Wonder Woman has always been her wedges. I've been very vocal about the wedges. And, you know, I just don't understand how somebody fights in wedges. You know? Like, if you were going to go fight somebody, Kitana, what shoes would you put on?
Chuck Taylor's.
Exactly. I put on some steel-toed boots.
Oh, see, that's smart.
I put on my shit kickers.
Crocs, yo.
Crocs. Don't do that.
No, they're gonna fly off.
They have little straps you can like
swim around and whoop ass with it.
Have you guys ever seen that TikTok where someone puts on a Crocs and then they're like, "Oh, I got to put it in like 4-wheel mode," and then they put on the little back sling?
That's funny. Some Heelys.
Do they have back slings?
Are Crocs cool?
No.
I mean, I've never had any, but whenever you go to the mall, the line is like out the door to get into the Crocs store.
Okay, I met a girl today who is a hairstylist from LA, super beautiful, had a like just, you know, on point outfit that's very like, you know, with the times. And she was wearing a pair of white Crocs, dude. And
They're the jam now.
I'm like almost 40, so I'm just like, her whole outfit I'm definitely feeling. And the Crocs looked cute. Like, I gotta say, like, her whole looked cute, but I'm just like, I didn't know that they were cool. And also, like, sometimes I'll see new trends and I'll be like, oh yeah, I can do that, right? I can't pull Crocs off. I don't think I can do it. But I just didn't know, because Katana, you're younger than me and Dilly, so I just didn't know if, like, if Crocs were cool for you kids, or if you're even too old for the Croc.
I think I'm even too old for the Crocs, because my niece, she's 17 and she's all about it. And she makes fun of, like, she calls them Jesus sandals, like the Birkenstocks.
Like, they're not cool anymore.
I don't know when that happened. I'm like, they were just cool.
Oh God, we're getting old. Well, that's actually a great segue. Are you guys done with Wonder Woman? Because this is a good segue into our retrospective. Okay,
I think I'm done. I think I'm done with it. I'll give it a 6, and I'll give it a 6.5.
A 6.5. That's not great, but that's. What do you give it, Katana?
I'll give it a 6.
I'm right around the same 6.5. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, would I watch it again? And I might, just to, like, look at Gal Gadot and then watch Kristen Wiig. But it's not that I'm just like, oh my God, I'm dying to see that movie again, which is disappointing, because I really loved the first one.
Yeah.
Sometimes movies don't need another one. Sometimes just make a Wonder Woman movie and then move on. Let's see some other stuff. What is interesting is, I feel like the Marvel universe does, like, the 3 movies. I think they do those well. Although some of them, of course, like, Iron Man 3 is a little weird, and the second Thor kind of sucks or whatever.
Yeah.
But overall, they do, like, the second and the third movie pretty good. And I feel like DC, I don't know, just isn't. It's like, I really felt like they were turning a corner here with Wonder Woman. Like, okay, that was a super good movie. Let's see what they can do. And, it just.
That's like the best thing they have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this could have elevated it, but I feel like it's maybe on that down.
I know, I agree with you. I had high hopes.
It's like the Marvel universe is Apple, and the DC universe Samsung.
No, because Androids are way better than iPhones. So, but
she's the only one that doesn't have an iPhone.
No, it's not green when or it is green when I text you. It's not blue.
And you get the little videos, like if somebody's in the.
Yeah, they're all pixelated.
I don't want a little.
Can I tell you guys something? Can I tell you something? When I send a video to another Android user, no matter what phone they have, the video is fine. And the reason you guys get a tiny ass video is because of Apple, not because of Android.
Yeah, but when I your messages, it doesn't look the same as when I someone with an iPhone's message.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is, like, yeah, sure, you guys may think that Apple is like, oh, it's so great, but, like, they make it to be that you have to have an Apple phone to enjoy these things, when Androids make it like it's not just an Apple. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you could have a Samsung, you could have a LG, or you can have or whatever, and you can still enjoy each other. But Apple's like, you have to be Apple, and you have to do Apple things to be cool. And that's annoying to me that I refuse to participate in it.
Look, when you're ready,
join the elite.
Be here.
No, I used to have an Apple, and I decided that I wasn't going to be part of I wasn't going to be a cog in their stupid pyramid scheme.
You can play games back and forth and messages.
Apple Arcade.
I don't even care about that.
Because you've never had it.
No,
you don't know.
I play games all day.
I refuse to participate, is what I'm telling you. I don't care how cool Apple is. I'm not going to have an Apple phone. I'm not going to have an iPhone.
Battleship,
because they're just so stupid.
Did you call it an Apple phone?
An Apple phone, yeah.
Okay.
Why? That's not the proper technology. Like, see, that's another thing. You guys, you know what I'm saying? It's a phone, okay? And it's made by Apple. It's an Apple phone. Oh my god.
Sometimes
you
I get
guys.
confused because I want to call my watch an iWatch, but then I realize it's an Apple Watch.
See?
So you have to be careful, you know.
And God forbid, you
Yeah, I
might
don't
be
want to say the wrong thing.
excommunicated out of this stupid community that you've decided to be part of.
Well, I've been invested for so long. I mean, you buy all these damn movies and, you know, iTunes, and I have all my music there. So it's like you build this monster that you can't leave it behind. It's your child. You know what? You have to take it with you forever.
That doesn't annoy you that Apple's forcing you to do that?
No.
Not really at this point, because it's just
Very user friendly.
it's the best. Yeah, they're so nice.
I'm not very tech savvy, so Apple's good for me. I don't have to, put too much thought in it. There's not a lot of folders. I had a BlackBerry at one point, and there was just too much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I hate Apple. But moving on, let's go into our 2020 retrospective. Okay. Now, I think that we should just really kind of talk about and just really visit about what our 2020 really looked like, because I think it's to look at it as a year, especially for me, to actually really break down not like every single thing, but like the things that happened to me. It's like I think I did way more this year than I've ever done in my freaking life, even though I think at the beginning of the quarantine I thought like I was going to be hunkering down and doing nothing for a whole year, So let's hear it, Dilly. What do you got? What's your
to be honest, the whole past year just feels like work. Like every single day, it's just been work. I haven't had any time off. I didn't get to work from home, not like I wanted to, but it just feels like the whole thing has just been just work. Like there's nothing else that has happened. Like we do the podcast, and that's been a nice outlet to break the monotony. But like there's nothing. It's just work. The whole thing has been work and no fun, like all work and no play. I'm so ready.
Concerts, no cons, no movie.
Yeah, no anything. I mean, we're usually, like you said, we're doing cons. The theaters are open. We're checking out new movies. Getting together, doing movie events or whatever. But it's just been so lame. There has been a lot of alcohol too. I will say more than the previous years. Because there's not much to do. You're at home, so you drink, and that's really it. I've done a lot of gaming. I will say that. That's been a nice outlet that not everybody has. Not everybody plays games, but it is a great outlet because there's nothing else to do. You can kind of fire up a game or whatever, or buy a new game and just kind of get lost in it.
Well, and it can be such a social thing in a time when you can't be social in person.
Right. Like I look forward to playing with brother James and my other buddy Dim Sum, Gimme Some. We'll get the bandwidth boys together and we'll run some PUBG. So I could still get that social aspect out of online gaming. So that's been a plus. Right.
I would think that a lot more people maybe got into gaming because of that.
I would imagine.
A crave of social interaction.
That's why this whole, when you couldn't find the Switch for a long time, that was right when the pandemic hit and everybody needed something to play. That's why you couldn't find it for up until just a few months ago. It finally got back in stock.
So is there anything this year that you didn't specifically get to do or you had planned to do and it got canceled because of COVID?
Are we me first or? Vacation. So I've been with my company for 2 years, just a little over 2 years, and I have all this vacation time built up. I was planning on taking a vacation because now I work for like a legit company and I can take vacation, but I can't, So we were kind of loosely planning on possibly going to Florida or just meet up with some friends or just doing anything, but that all got all thrown by the wayside through the COVIDias. What about you, Katans?
Yeah, I was newly single, late or mid, I'd say 2019. So 2020 was supposed to be my living it up year.
Right.
Me and my
breakout
girlfriend.
year.
Yeah, we had like cruise planned and like a trip to Jamaica, and we were supposed to go somewhere else, but they kept changing it. We were supposed to go in May, and of course, everything kind of started in like February, March.
Right.
So May got pushed out to August, and then all the car shows started getting canceled, and the movie theaters were closed. And so then for the cruise, like they pushed it from August to January, and now it's like the cruise is just canceled. That's out the window, but
Right.
we're supposed to go to New Orleans in February, and we're going to be out there for Mardi Gras. So it's going to be interesting to see what travel looks like now.
Right.
You know, Mardi Gras is going to be completely different. So I'm kind of sad about that. But, you know, now they're talking about people getting a vaccine in order to travel. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll just do it because it's been a rough year. Like it's been a long year. So hopefully 2021, starting off with a trip to New Orleans, you know, with the girls will kind of bring some positivity to how the year is going to go.
Right. Virtual Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, like, you kind of had to think outside the box on, you know, hobbies or just being social or keeping in touch with friends. And there's just, I think, so many changes that people went through this year. So I just really hope it doesn't last all next year. I know you guys have like a wager on when everything's supposed to end, so we'll see.
Well, Dilly lost a long time ago, but
no, I still have time. I mean, I still have time. Yeah, January 6th. That's when we find out. That's when it ends.
7 days. Yeah, we do have a wager, and I feel like Buddy's probably going to win that because I can't remember what I said, but I swear I said like spring, but I think Buddy thinks summer. So
yeah.
But Dilly lost a long time ago. But anyway, I was gonna say that so 2019, I like traveled like a ton with my sister because she had a companion pass, you know. So whenever she flew, I could fly for free. So I went to like Colorado like 3 times. Buddy and sister and I went to Chicago. I went to LA a few times. I was just like traveling all over the place. And then 2020 we had a trip, like our tickets were paid, everything. We were going to Australia, which of course got canceled. And so actually this year, like, because I had traveled so much and I had like spent a ton of time away from like Logan and work and everything, you know, I was really gonna like hunker down and like work a ton, which is like actually hilarious because I have worked barely anything this year. But yeah, obviously everybody knows that we like, you know, opened a salon, which was super crazy, buying a building, we bought a condo, we moved. So I was actually so much busier this year than I've been any other year. But obviously, like, one of the biggest differences is just like the time I spent with actual human beings and like my family, you know, just that like, I'm like constantly with my family, hanging out with my family, hugging my family, like touching my family, you know. And that's been like the biggest thing for me is like not touching my people, you know, like that's, you know, it's like I'll be around them, but it's like if they step too close to me, I'm like backing up, you know. I'm like always have a mask on. So that's kind of been, I think, one of the biggest bummers is just like physical contact with just like people I love, but also just like strangers, you know, like if you just like are in the grocery store and you're like, oh my god, oh I'm sorry, like this actually happened to me the other day. Somebody dropped something on the floor, like a loaf of bread, you know. They had their hands full and they like dropped a loaf of bread and I like picked down and and picked it up. So I'm like, oh my god, let me help you, and like picked it up and gave it to him. And it was kind of like I shouldn't have touched it because it was like their fucking bread.
Great.
And it was like bread. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, like I don't know, I'm so sorry. Like it's just stuff like that where it's just this like natural instinct to be like friendly to people. I think like friendliness, even though we're still trying to be friendly, it's like it's just not as easy and it's also not as acceptable with strangers. But anyway, so that's the thing. It's been a great year. I've done a ton of stuff. It's been super awesome, but it's also just been, you know, of course, for so many people, like so challenging.
Yeah. So a week after my birthday this month, yeah, we're still in December, I had COVIDia. I was contaminated. My whole family got it. Everyone in my house. My mom, but she's a little older, so that was kind of scary. My brother-in-law got it pretty bad. My
Okay.
sister and my niece, 2 of my nieces and me and my dad. We
Wow,
we
everybody,
all
huh?
Your
the
dad
whole-
So
had
did
a
you
shebang.
feel, I mean, for the
Mhm.
listeners out there, like any symptoms, or were you asymptomatic? Like how did it feel?
Well, it's kind of weird because kind of just going back to what Cheese was saying, like going back to work just this past week, I feel so like guilty and like dirty.
Yeah,
I
like you're
feel like I
tainted or
was,
something.
yeah, tainted. It's so weird. And it's like, do I still like wear a mask? Because technically, like I already had it. Like it's just like really confusing. But when I first got it, well, my brother-in-law got it first, and then he gave it to my mom, and then my mom gave it to me, and then all of a sudden the whole house had it. So
Mhm.
everyone had it at like different levels. It was kind of weird. Like my brother-in-law had it the worst, like stomach, everything.
Mhm.
My mom had like a really bad cough. My sister had a cough, but like my niece and I, we weren't that bad. Last year we got sick pretty bad where we were like in bed, just dead for a few days. So
Yeah, like the flu or something, right?
yeah, so it's kind of weird. Like I don't know if I didn't get it so bad because I had the flu last year or what, but it was just like my first thought is like, okay, I have my opinions on how serious COVID is, and once you actually have it, I'm like, okay, I hope it's more like my opinion of it and
Right.
not how bad they make it sound on the news. It's just such a broad spectrum of,
Yeah, it's so crazy.
illness.
Right.
So I feel like I didn't taste anything or smell anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that. So your
So
taste
how
buds
is
were
it?
gone.
Can you still not? Can you smell again?
No, I can smell and taste now. Like I remember the first time I could smell again, I was like, oh my God, like I smelled something, and then not being
Mhm.
able to eat or taste anything. It's like, is
Right.
it because it's connected? Like your
Right.
nose and your taste buds,
Mhm.
like that's why. But no, I can taste now. But
My
everything
friend
kind
had
of lingered.
COVID, and she still can't. Her smell still isn't right, and it's been 6 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys seen that thing on like TikTok where they burn the orange or whatever? They like fry an orange on the stove and get it all like black, and then you cut into it and mush it up, and it's supposed to like bring your taste buds back after the COVIDs.
Oh, really?
No.
It was trending for a while, but everybody is doing it. I don't know if it works.
I almost
What?
made it out of 2020 without it, but
Mhm.
and so I'm like, okay, cool. Does this mean I have antibodies for it now? But now there's a new strain. I'm like, God,
You got that 2.0 now.
I know.
I know. I think they don't really super know. I think they think that you might have antibodies for like a few months.
Mm-hmm. There's just not a lot of like solid information about it. Like the stuff I got from Kaiser. By the way, the Q-tip up the nose wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But I got paperwork from Kaiser, and then about like when I could be cleared, like I have to like quarantine for 10 days and then not have any symptoms for like 24 to 48 hours or something. And then when I went back to work, it was like verbatim the same verbiage and everything. Like I feel like just a template that goes to
right.
everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just weird to see everyone kind of get it on different levels, but everyone's okay.
That's good.
That's
I'm
good.
glad everyone's okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's so wild. Does your brother-in-law know how he got it? Like, does he have any kind of like idea of the contact? Like,
So
He
he
came-
was, yeah, he thinks he got it from Kaiser because he was fine, and then he had to go to Kaiser to like get something else not related checked out, and then 2 days later he was like sick as a dog. So
Oh,
he
no.
thinks he picked it up from the hospital.
Right.
Because I mean, he's an essential worker. He's an electrician for the city.
Right.
I'm an essential worker. I work for the auto body industry. So, we've kind of been working this whole time, and it's serious, but everything becomes routine. Okay, put your mask on. Okay, wash your hands, like blah, blah, blah. You kind of just like lose track of it. So, I mean, I'm just assuming what he said. He got it at the hospital, and I don't think we got it from work.
Right. And it's like so hard to know. And that's the thing too, is like at work, it's like you guys have to wear masks, right? And
Mhm.
like social distance and stuff. So,
Mhm.
well, that is just crazy. I can't believe you got COVID.
Yeah, I was MIA.
Oh
You
my
survived.
God. Dilly and I can make it a few more days, and then we can.
Are we having some?
What?
Are we having audio issues right now, or is it just me?
Oh, I think I sound fine, but your camera
kind of
seems a
going in
weird.
and out.
Oh, okay.
Vid.
So we're almost out of 2020 for me and Dill without getting COVID yet, but I guess we could still get it in 2021. So
This is true.
is that?
Yeah, it
But I
doesn't.
feel like is it better to get it in 2021? You know, like you didn't get it in that year. You know, the 2020 year.
You got the COVID 2.0.
Like, I can't believe people are getting married this year. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with 2020. I'm like, I don't want any of these anniversaries.
Yeah,
Although I
no.
guess, you know, whatever.
Roaring 20s.
This is definitely like the worst year of ever. I think for just about everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
There's
I
so
think so.
much shit that has happened this year. I mean, and it just keeps continuing to happen. It's crazy. Like it just needs to stop.
Crazy. I mean, it's been probably the most insane year, and of course, like a crazy election. Which, like, either side you're on, it's like, of course, this is going to be the election in 2020. You know,
Right? Yeah.
We had
Of
all
course.
the protests and everything.
Yeah, totally.
fire.
Of course.
And the fire.
Pacific Coast was on fire.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and then we had such a hot summer. Like, it just wasn't the best.
I know but again, it's like I keep just thinking like, oh, we're gonna turn a corner, like, you know, on the 1st, but then, you know, we could
Right.
still have like a crazy ass winter, or it could snow in Sacramento, you know.
Knock on wood.
Oh, I did it.
Okay, good. We're in the clear.
So I don't know if you guys have any like 2021 resolutions. I never really do resolutions because I never stick to anything I say I'm gonna do. Like my number one resolution every single year is to work out. It's on my list every year. I'm gonna do it. I really like to start working out on like days like that, like the 1st of the month on a Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be some kind of like significant day for me to start working out.
Yeah.
And if I
just washed
don't,
my hair today, I can't start today.
or if I don't hit the 1st of January, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to start February 1st. But then all of a sudden the whole month doesn't, like, I can't work out all month.
It's
'cause
like
I gotta
November. You're like, I can't now. It's Thanksgiving.
So that I'm going to try to work out. That's going to be my resolution for this year. But more than anything, my plans for this year are to be like really like have a bunch of events and nerdy little Comic-Cons and stuff at the salon. That's like my number one goal of 2021 is to get some shit happening over at Sector 7 building.
Yeah, that should be easy to do. Such an awesome space, such a awesome staff. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'm looking forward to that actually.
Right? It's gonna be so much fun.
Can't wait for that like first event.
I know.
I just can't wait.
It's gonna be so much fun. Well,
Can I be the chef for the first event?
Oh yeah, dude.
Nice.
Well, we might need you to be our bartender though. What are you better
I
at,
could do
cooking or
double duty.
bartending?
Probably bartending. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty decent at both.
No, you
but
know,
I did bartending as a career for about 10 years. So
right. I feel like Kitana, even though she's not
up my sleeve.
Professional bartender like you, I think she could probably pull in the tips.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people would rather go to get a drink from Kitana than Old Dill. That's for sure. I'll go in the kitchen, cooking quarter chicken. Absolutely.
All right, done. All right, so what are your guys' rezos?
Go ahead, Kitana.
I kind of don't like holding myself to a resolution either. I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure, you know? Like, let's just go with whatever happens this year. But I think I just want to spend, more time with friends and family. I know that sounds kind of weird just because there hasn't been much else to do than hang around your close, relatives and friends, but not related to the COVID. My dad just passed as well, like during this month. So it kind of, thank you guys. I put a lot into perspective. You know what I mean? Like you never know what it's going to be like until it happens to you. And I know it sounds like really cliche, but you don't, you can tell people sorry for your loss. You can know people who've lost a parent, but until it's that moment where that person's gone, you don't know how it's going to be. So it's just, thankfully I had like a really good last encounter with my dad, and he was really happy, and everyone was just in a loving place. And I think for 2021, I just really want to focus on that, like making sure that the people you care about know you care about them. Like, it doesn't matter how small. Like, my brother and my sister, like, yeah, it's like we say love you, bye, but like the extent to which we're making sure, like, no, like, I love you, bye, you know, like, it's
Right.
crazy. It's just not something, you know, you want to like look back and be like, I wish I would have said it or something like that, you know? So not so much like resolutions for myself personally, like physically or financially, but just making sure I keep those connections, because 2020 it just puts so much into perspective, you know?
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. It's,
I know
rough.
you've gone through so much.
Yeah, it was
We
a
also-
crazy year.
My wife
poor
lost
little
her father this year too.
Oh no.
It's just been really tough.
Yeah.
No way around it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, let your friends know you love them. Let your family know you love them. Just cherish like the time that you actually have with your fam, you know, and for everything it's worth. You know what I mean?
We were all quarantined together at the time, so we had, you know, that, I guess, bereavement period where we were all together.
Right.
Again, it was not COVID related, even though he was, you know, I guess you could say diagnosed with it. That's like one of the first tests they run, is to see if you had COVID. But he wasn't like really sick, you know, like I said, everyone in the family kind of got it at a different level. But he had a stroke.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Had he had like previous strokes, or was it just a major stroke?
It was a major stroke, and he wasn't the type to go to the doctor. He was real tough guy, like my mom and dad are older. So he just kind of had that like mentality where it's like, I'm a man and I'll just take over the counter medicine and I'll be fine, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wild.
Those dads.
Yeah.
Yep. We don't like the hospital. My wife's all the time.
Because then they tell you what's wrong.
I'm like, it's good.
I
Put some
know.
tussin on it. Be fine.
But seriously, it's such a dad thing to do, dude. Yeah.
Just dust it
well,
off.
we love you, Katana, and your fam. So take care of yourself. We're here. You know, but soon we can even get into maybe a group hug. You know what I'm saying? And love each other. I mean, maybe just a one-on-one hug between me and you, but
we could do that.
Because I'm trying to keep my distance. I mean,
I should be good for at least, you know, a month. I'm hoping. Can't get it again.
I know. Let's hope.
Yeah. So my resolutions are a little, you know, Dilly does what he wants. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, you guys want me to say resolutions. I do what I want here. So I'm gonna do reverse resolutions.
I love it.
Okay. So here's my first one. I'm gonna get large. Larger than I am right now.
What do you mean, like fat?
I'm gonna eat less healthy.
Why?
I'm gonna eat more pizza. Okay. Secondly, I'm gonna drink more.
What? Even more than you did 2020? Dude.
Look, I got a lot of booze for Christmas. Like, it just showed up. So there's no way I'm gonna, at the turn of the next year, I'm not gonna drink or whatever. No, more. Just drink more. It's fine.
or just drink the same.
So my number 3 ties in with number 1.
Okay.
Less exercise.
No,
just less. No more walking on your break. No walking.
Dilly,
just sit.
I need to know, Dilly, do you exercise a lot?
I do walk quite a bit. So I work an office job now, so I have a couple breaks throughout the day. So I'll get up, I'll take a walk that's usually, you know, like a 3/4 of a mile or something. I'll do that twice a day. Then I come home and I'll try to walk either before or after dinner.
Okay.
Little cycling, perhaps, you know.
So
that's all out the window. Like, that's done.
It's over.
I'm reducing that. We're gonna try something different this year, because usually, you know, you set this resolution, right, and it never works. So I'm using a little bit of reverse psychology this year, and we're gonna see how that pans out. Maybe we can.
I really like that idea, to be like, trick myself into it. Have a resolution to do something the opposite of what I want.
Right, reverse.
I don't know. I would probably just get.
Can you
fat.
edit this? Can you put in the Missy Elliott scarf is up at the end?
Yeah, let me write that down.
Put that in there. That'd be great.
Yeah, 52 minutes. Missy. Okay, so moving on to our next segment. Let's do this quick, but the make it better, and Katana didn't have one, which is fine. And mine is actually not a movie or a show. So normally we have the make it better, we pick like a movie or show or something that needs to be how we would make it better. Okay.
Mhm.
I kind of took a page from the old Halfdale, and I didn't. It's not a movie or a show.
Do what you want.
But this is how I feel like I want society to be better when they portray women in movies and TV. Okay. And this is one of the things, it gets me time and time again. Logan is so sick of hearing me yell about this. I will just yell because there's nothing that makes me more angry and nothing that is more damaging to women, okay, is the way that they portray pregnant women in movies and shows as these like irrational, like hungry, angry, like fat lard. It's like, it's so upsetting to me because I've never in my life seen a pregnant woman just like so hungry that she's like literally clawing at the restaurant server or yelling at her husband. It's not how women act when they're pregnant. Okay. Yes, maybe they have some urges. Maybe they have some mood swings, but it's not these like insane mood swings where she's like a freaking monster. Like she's not this like cookie monster, like all I want to do is eat. It's so effing annoying. I am so sick of seeing women treated like this. And I need it to be better. This is what I need in 2021 is for it to be better because I'm so sick of it. Why can't they just be pregnant and be a regular woman? Because I'm telling you, when women are pregnant, they're just regular ass women who just happen to have a baby inside of them.
I don't know. My sister was very hangry.
Have you ever been around with somebody that's in that 3T though? Because that's when the the craziness kicks in, like that third trimester. 1 and 2, it's good. It's normal.
No, I'm not saying that like it's just roses and they're not, you know what I'm saying? Of course you're maybe a little uncomfortable. Okay. But the way that they're doing it in shows and movies is they are making these women out to be like, they're doing this kind of like monster thing where it's like, you know, and it's almost always around like food where they're like, I need my food right now because I'm pregnant. It's like, shut up. It's so annoying. And it's like, the thing is like, you're just putting this whole like, this thing on women like that. Then people watch this, men, okay, watch this and they're like, oh, I have a wife and she's going to be pregnant. And then these are the things that they think women are going to act like. Do you know what I'm saying? And then they treat them that way. And it's not accurate. I've been around so many pregnant women in their 3T too. And of course they do get a little hungry, but it's not the way that they're portraying it in shows and movies. And it just makes me so angry.
That's a good point. I'm
sorry, my nose is running. I apologize.
They do portray it in that way.
Like one of the ones that's the worst, and it could be because she's like not acting it well, but it's in Rashida Jones when she's pregnant in Parks and Rec, and it's just the worst. You know what I'm saying? It's like she wants like a trash bag full of mashed potato. It's just like so stupid. It's so dumb, and it's just like embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Just stop it.
Did you watch that comedy special, Amy Wong, when she was pregnant?
Oh yeah, she's actually really funny.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too, is she's like up there like doing a comedy special when she's like 8 months pregnant, like killing it. Like she's on tour as a pregnant woman. Yeah. And then you go to these stupid shows and it's like these women are just like, and that's another thing I think what makes me angry is they never portray women like pregnant women like that, like going on tour and doing it, you know what I'm saying, or working their asses off or doing all this stuff. It's like they just show you these scenes of them being irrational, and that to me is annoying because there's so many women out there just living their regular lives.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was pregnant during Wonder Woman or whatever, Gal Gadot. She was pregnant during Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot.
You're an
There
84?
you go. No, the first one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Fun fact.
That's a
Anyway,
good fun fact.
That I just got upset. The reason I picked this because I just got so upset yesterday about this. It's like time and time again, it happens and it drives me crazy. What about you, Dill? What's your make it better?
My make it better is I wanted to tap into the video game realm because we usually talk about TV shows and movies and stuff, but Dilly loves games. You guys know that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the 1979 movie The Warriors?
No.
Okay. So this is a cult classic. It's about like these old school gangs in New York, and they're trying to make it to a certain spot, and everybody's, they have a target on their back. But fantastic movie, cult classic, like I mentioned. So in 2005, they actually remade the game for Xbox. It's called The Warriors. It was like a beat 'em up style game. So what I would like to do is I would like to remake The Warriors, but I want it to be a PUBG style battle royale game. So this is my idea, right? So you have, and they were like in the movie, they're at Coney Island. So we'll just take Coney Island. So you have Coney Island map. You can create a gang of like 5 to 7 of your buddies, right? You can customize your players. You can name them. You can name your gang. You could be the Scalardos or whatever you want to be, right? So you and your squad, you drop in on the map, and there's hundreds of other players in there, but there's no weapons. You literally have to meet up and either beat the shit out of each other like with your fists, or you can use like pipes or baseball bats or like a tree limb or something like that, like close quarter combat. So you just beat the living shit out of each other until you're the last gang standing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I want Rockstar Games to put this out. Rockstar.
Okay.
They did Red Dead Redemption, of course, Grand Theft Auto. They did the remake in 2005. But if they were to do it now in a battle royale style game, I think it could be a major hitter.
That actually sounds super cool.
I make it better.
I kind of wish Buddy was here because I feel like he'd really appreciate this game.
I hope he would.
I think you guys should maybe, pitch this to the makers of that game.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, Cheese.
All right. So, yeah.
Real quick.
Yes, Kitana.
I forgot, going back to traveling, when I come back home from New Orleans, I'm stopping in Denver, the Denver airport.
So are you going to look around?
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to see if maybe there's bunkers or if it looks like a swastika.
So,
apparently there's like an elevator that goes like down to where the aliens are.
1 hour
we need
layover.
to give you a list of maybe some things and maybe you could take pictures.
Yeah. Totally.
And then we can post it, because then we can let our sidekicks know, the listeners, if any of those things are true. That's gonna be so cool. Because I'm so pissed too that I found that conspiracy after I had been to the Denver airport like 3 times.
Yeah, I was pumped when I found out.
Katana's gonna do a follow-up for us.
Follow-up. All right, well, let's get you know what time it is, Dill?
Sidekick Mayo?
No,
or DGC?
We need some Dilly Gaming Corner, son.
All right, let's rockle it.
Let's do it.
It's Dilly's Gaming Corner. Let's play.
Okay, so Chinese video game tycoon, Netflix producer dead after alleged poisoning.
Oh my God, I read this.
Did
Do
you hear
they have
about
any
this?
more information on the poisoning though?
Who would have poisoned you? A little bit. I got some tidbits for you.
Let's hear it.
So Chinese billionaire Lin Kui, CEO of video games Yuzu Group, died on Christmas Day following a suspected colleague's alleged poisoning plot. So Lin became sick last week and was hospitalized on the 16th, reportedly barely able to walk, and he had to be resuscitated after his heart stopped. According to the local reports, Shanghai police said a man was detained for the alleged poisoning of Lin. Police referred to both men by their surnames, but media reports said that the detained suspect was Lin's colleague, Zhu Yao. Alleged infighting at the company may be the motive behind the attack on Lin. According to reports, the reports suggested that Lin may have been poisoned by a tainted cup of puer, which is a fermented tea.
So did they say what he was like what they put in the tea?
They didn't say exactly what poisoned him. They just they have suspected his colleague of the poisoning.
Dude.
And this was the guy. He did like the Game of Thrones video games.
Right.
The developers behind that. So yeah, he's no longer with us.
Dude, that's so crazy. Could you imagine being poisoned by somebody you know?
On Christmas? Like,
that's so rude.
That's terrible.
And who poisons people? What is this, like the freaking?
You know, sometimes Dilly's Gaming Corner isn't. Sometimes it's dark.
I like when it's
not
dark.
always light.
You've talked about murder before, and
right?
death.
We did. So next, we're putting 2020 behind us. It's been a great year for video games, but now we're looking forward to 2021, y'all. Let's talk about some of the anticipated games of 2021, shall we?
Okay.
First off, Agent 47 is back in Hitman 3. This is the latest installment, puts you in the shoes of Agent 47, a cipher who plans out kills like a series of puzzles in large locations ripe with opportunity.
Nice.
Yeah. What else do I need to say about the game, you guys? You kill people. A lot of people. You kill everybody. This coming on January 20th, 2021 to PC, PS5, Xbox X and S, the Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and also Google Stadia. Great game. It's going to be optimized for the XS.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun, man. It runs you through a bunch of different scenarios, and you can change clothes and chameleon yourself, and lots of good fun, lots of good kills. This franchise has been going for almost, it seems like, a couple decades.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, we have Deathloop. And this was developed by Arcane, Lion, and Bethesda. Those were the teams that were behind the Dishonored series. So in Deathloop, you can play as Colt, a hired gun tasked with assassinating 8 targets before midnight. The problem? No, you're being hunted by Juliana, an agent hired to kill Colt before he hits his 8 targets. If you die or fail to kill all 8 targets before midnight, the loop repeats. The game is sort of a Groundhog's Day-like scenario where you slowly learn things about the loop and are doomed to repeat it until you successfully kill all the targets without dying yourself.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Seems kind of fun. It's a little different.
Yeah.
So Deathloop is scheduled to release on the PC and the PS5 only, and that should be coming out as of right now, May 21st, 2021. Lastly, we have Psychonauts 2. So in 2005, Psychonauts was a delightfully weird game where you played as a young boy named Raz with psychic abilities who attends a summer camp with other children who wield similar powers. The platformer became a cult hit and more than 15 years later, we're finally getting a continuation to the story. In Psychonauts 2, you once again play as Raz, and the story takes place shortly after the events of the first game, but instead of returning to the summer camp, Raz will join the Psychonauts agents with full-fledged psychic powers at their headquarters where he must prove himself as an intern.
Nice.
Fun game. So no release date yet set in stone for that one, but it will release on the PC, the Xbox S and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Mac OS, and Linux. We do have some honorable mentions.
Okay.
Halo Infinite is coming out later this year. We got Far Cry 6 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We have a God of War sequel planned for the PlayStation, and Resident Evil Village, which we don't know too much about that one, but it's going to be the next in the line of the Resident Evil franchise.
Right.
I'm kind of looking forward to that. So as you guys may have heard,
yes, please tell us.
Dillard Scalardo has the Xbox Series X in my possession.
What?
Yeah. So you guys know I got it from Goat. He hooked it up. Broke into that bad dog on Christmas. I have spent some time with it.
Tell us about it.
I really like it. It's a fantastic console. The packaging, the unboxing was a little different. Usually there's it was just a different, like, you open it, it's everything's just right there, packaged up real nicely, but everything is set up on. They want you to set it up through like your mobile app, which was a little different. I wasn't quite used to that, but seamless setup. I was able to import all my settings automatically from like my previous console that I was playing.
Okay.
So it just rolled over to the new one just instantly, which was nice. I didn't have to do a whole bunch of setup or anything like that. All my game sharing is still intact, so that's nice. The console itself, it's kind of boring looking. It's just a big ass block or a brick. It's not fancy like the PS5 is, and I kind of like that because it just sort of blends in. You know, I have it in my entertainment center, and you don't really see it. It's just a black box. So I do like that. It's like I mentioned, it's boring, but it's a powerhouse. So I don't want it to be like all ornate and crazy looking. I don't want people to see it. I just want it to be there and just blend
work
it.
really
So
well.
it does. Yeah, it accomplishes that. You can either have it vertical or horizontal. What's up, Kitana?
Can you play on your Xbox on your phone? Is that what I heard?
You can, yeah. You can. I don't know the name. I don't think it's called X. There's something called xCloud, but they also have a streaming feature to where you have to link it through your phone and you have to go through the Xbox mobile app, but then you can sort of boot up your console from wherever you are, which is nice. So like if I was at work and I had my controller, I could fire up my console and sit there and like play in the car if I wanted to.
Really?
So yeah, you can do that now. And that's it's still in the beta testing phase. And I've tried it out a few times. It works pretty good, but gaming on the phone it's just small. So I would recommend if you're going to do it, maybe do it to like an iPad or something where you have a little bit larger of real estate on the screen, because it gets hard when you're trying to play everything on a little dinky ass phone. You know what I mean? Like I have an iPhone 8 and it's not the Plus, so it's small, so it doesn't look the best on mine, but you can do it.
That's cool.
The console is super quiet. Like you barely hear this thing running at all. It's got a beefy ass fan on it. Like you don't hear that going at all. I haven't heard it once. Even when you load a disc in, basically, virtually no noise at all. Like I mentioned, I set it up through the mobile app, imported all my settings. They have a quick resume feature, so you can sort of switch between games seamlessly. So let's just say I'm like playing PUBG and I want to cross over to something else. You kind of hit the menu button, link on your other game, and you're instantly like in the game, ready to play. There's no loading screens.
Oh, wow.
Maybe just a couple seconds of a loading screen, and then you're right in there playing, which was nice. You do. Like I mentioned to Sterling, we were talking before the show. So I have a pretty new QLED Samsung 7 Series TV, and I got it in 2018. I thought it was like top of the line, but I mean, it's a nice TV. It really is. But the console is so powerful that you literally have to have like a new TV for this. You need to have, for anybody that's thinking about getting one and they want to take advantage of the full power of the system, keep in mind that you do need HDMI 2.1 on your TV to get the full experience. It's still going to look great. It's still going to load fast due to the solid state drive, but some of the frame rates, some of the graphics won't transfer over unless you have that USB 2.1.
That's crazy.
Yeah, something I didn't know. Goat told me about it when I got the console from him. Like Philippe, he has it. He's able to take advantage of the 2.1 HDMI. He says it looks great. So I'm just kind of waiting. I'll probably get a new TV and set up a new little, it's an excuse to get a new TV, basically. So I will be doing that. I'll come back and I'll review it some more. But the early impressions, it's a powerhouse. It really is. It's about 4 times faster than the X, which is awesome. So I'm loving it. The ray tracing games, that's kind of where it's at. So that really takes advantage of the lighting, the shadows, the way it's sort of the light interacts in the game. And that's a real cool feature that I like. There's only a few select games that features the ray tracing, but hopefully as the generation gets older and older, they're going to be adding tons of titles that have that. But early impressions are great. Love it. Loving it. Thank you, Goat. Thank you, Mad King. You guys made Christmas
I know.
real.
Thank God.
I appreciate that.
So did you wait till Christmas Day to play it?
I broke into it on Christmas Eve, but
okay,
I got it all set up and I had to transfer all my games and stuff.
Mhm.
So I have a external hard drive, which I was able to hook right to it, and I could play all the games that I had on it. But you're not going to get those quick loading times. You're not going to see the better graphics unless you have those games installed on the internal hard drive.
Oh, okay.
I had to transfer some things over, but once you get them over there, I mean, the quality is, it's so much better. I'm loving it. So I'll keep updating my reviews the further and further the more experience that I have with it.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's really all I got for the gaming corner. If you guys want to play with me, my handle is Don Dilly, DONDILLY. I play on the Xbox mainly and the Switch. I'm on just about every weekend, or you might be able to find me weekdays, from 8 to 10 or so, so hit me up and we will get our game on.
Do it. Well, thanks for that, Dill.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we do have a sidekick mayo. Now, I think we're going to have our guest Kitana read it.
We should, yeah.
We have a sidekick mail from Chris Neal, and Chris, this is for you. We really thought you would love to hear Kitana's sweet voice read your
sweet email.
Your sweet email. So here we go.
All right, here we go. It says, Happy New Year. So it's been one heck of a year. I'll keep it G-rated, right? Some good, a lot bad, but we persevere and will continue to do so. It feels like it's been forever, but I'm reminded that we were just introduced to each other this year, and for that, I'm grateful.
Yes, me too.
Mad King actually had someone try and take the crown and the mic, but with a quick stroke, His Highness dispatched his foe. Which is funny because here I am, lo and behold.
How ironic this is.
Perfect. This email was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
The lovely cheese had men vying for her affection near and far, but also turned on her brother to help assist an enemy try and overthrow him. Shame. All caps. Shame. Yeah. By the way, was she punished for her treacherous actions? I think she should be punished. Whoa. Okay, I'll continue. I'll let that go and continue.
I want to know what this punish is going to be, because maybe I want to be punished. I don't know. Let's see.
He says, Cheese, you must watch either Showgirls or Godfather 3 4 times in a row for your crimes, or every time the Mad King raises his hand, you must make a random animal noise of your choice. That's a good
I really
one.
like that one. Although I will watch Showgirls four times in a row. Let's do it. I'm on.
He said, Dilly kept it real and let us know if it rocked and what games were trash. See Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
And also had great insight on movies and shows. Hey, remember when Johnny brought all the smoke to Cheese and she wanted none of it? That dish was hilarious. Shout out to everyone representing Hardly Heroes here and far. Fresno chapter, Sir Watson. Norway chapter, Ho Chi Minh chapter, Brentwood chapter, and everywhere. Happy New Year. Best to everyone and your families. Stay safe, stay sane, wear a mask, damn it, so we can get back to some kind of normal for F's sake, and hopefully Delardo gets an Xbox.
Yeah.
Kneel out.
I got it, Chris. Wow. I got it, bro.
Chris, thank you so much for that email. It is kind of actually funny because Chris is a newer listener, and he's been he's one of our favorite.
He's P1 status now.
He's super P1 status, dude.
But is he subscribed to After Dark?
I think so.
I think so. We need to check on that, but I'm pretty sure he is. And if he's not, Chris, the new year
we
is
can
upon
shame
us.
him into it. If not,
we shame a lot of people into it. So
that's the only place you're gonna find great debate.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do though. Like I'm in agreement that maybe I should be punished for, I mean, the thing is I don't want to be punished for jumping on the Kitana train because I'm still on that train. I'll tell you that right now. But I do think that, I wouldn't want Buddy to like throw me under the bus or like choose someone over me. So I do feel like I should have maybe had a little bit more sensitivities to his feelings. So I'll take Showgirls 4 times in a row and the animal noise. I love it. We're going to start that next year. For like a whole month, I have to do it. All right. Well, that was our only mail today. So just real quick, everybody, please subscribe to our podcast on Podbean for our premium channel. It's $2 or $3 a month. So $2 gets you access to the bonus content, which Kitana was saying. The 2020 debate is the only place you'll hear that. $3 a month gets you access to every single episode we have, so you can go all the way back to like episode 1, I think, or episode 7. But yeah, it's the best way to support the show. It keeps us going. It keeps us in the studio. It keeps our website up and our taxes paid. So please subscribe. And yeah, that's it. So Kitana, do you know where to find us?
hardlyheroes.com. There's a long spiel. I can't say
Instagram.com.
Instagram.com. TikTok. Spotify. You guys never say Spotify, and that's where I go to listen. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so like you can. Well,
Jeez, where can they find us?
They can find us on Instagram at Harley Heroes. They can
Where
find us
else?
at Facebook at Harley Heroes. They can find us at YouTube at Harley Heroes. They can find us at Twitter at Harley Heroes. You can also go to www.harleyheroes.com, or you can email us directly at harleyheroes@gmail.com. You can also find us on all of the Sector 7 Salon socials. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's it. Remember one more thing.
Disclaimer, they don't know shit.
All right, you guys. Good night. Love you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye 2020.